Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Do Sue. Hope you're all okay and doing okay today. Today is Tuesday the 24th of August and I want to get this up today. So what I want to do today is episode 34 of the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge, the 52-week Collage Challenge. In the last episode, to do with the collage challenge, I showed you that I'd collaged the front of this notebook, and on camera we collaged the back, so that I'm very pleased with that. So today's hashtag CW Planner 34, and the 5 prompts are pattern paper, something grey, an illustration, something in the shape of a hexagon, text from a book page. Bonus is paper that has been stained or has a stain. So I think we can find all of those actually. They're pretty straightforward. So let's go to our page. This was last time. This is hashtag CW Planner 33. Try not to, well, it's difficult to keep that one out of the way. So this is what I found. So I found a picture of a lovely grey squirrel. So that would be something grey. I also found a grey ticket, and I also found a lovely grey stamp from Cyprus. So that's pretty. So those are the grey things. Pattern paper, well, I have this paper, and this came from this is from the Works. I mentioned the other day, this is a little pad of 10 by 10 centimetre sheets, and this is vintage florals, and there are some really pretty little pages, and they're lovely for collaging. These very pretty, and it only costs £1.50. So I've taken a sheet out of there, and that's my pattern paper. So we've got something grey, and we've got the pattern paper, something in the shape of a hexagon. Well, all I have really is this paper out of the B pad, B scrapbook 12 by 12, and it has hexagons on it. So each of these hexagons joined together make up a bigger hexagon. So I'm going to use a piece of this for the hexagon. So put that over there for a minute. An illustration, well, I'll have oak leaves with acorns, and I thought squirrels love acorns, they store them up for winter, so we're going to use that illustration. And the other illustration I have is a little illustration out of a children's poetry book, and it has a little grey elephant on it dancing around in the sky with the moon, the stars, the clouds and the sun. So we might put him on as well, we'll see. Text from a book page, well, I'm using up some scrap because I've already used this piece here. This is a recipe book, so we'll use some of that, I think. And finally, paper that has been stained or has a stain, and I have this here, which is lovely coffee dyed paper, a portion of. I also found some grey paper with the world map in the background, so that's another idea for grey. So we have plenty to be going on with, so let's have a look and see what we might do and where we might put these things. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tear around this grey squirrel. Looking very cheeky. Sadly, grey squirrels, they're not native to our country. They were introduced, well, I don't know whether it was in the Victorian era or earlier than that. I haven't really done my homework. It's actually it says here, the grey squirrel is a North American species that has been introduced to Britain and Ireland, which is now very common. But because they're very common, please ignore Alexa, she obviously thinks I'm talking to her. Because they're very common, people don't like them very much. They think, the experts say, that they are driving out the red squirrels, but I don't know. So red squirrels are quite rare. You mainly find them, I think, in Scotland. Well, I could be wrong, so, you know, let me know if you know any different. But I think, you know, they didn't ask to be introduced to this country, so I think it's a shame that people are cruel and set traps for them. I don't agree with any of that at all, I'm afraid. So, you know, then we cull a lot of animals in this country, and we don't cull them for food specifically. So, anyway, that's enough of that. So, I like the grey squirrels. Paddy tries to chase them when he sees them round the back. They're always too quick for him, of course. But he tries every time he sees one. And I'm sure they deliberately torment him. So, and of course they get into trouble for stealing food off bird tables as well. So quite intelligent. So, right. Okay, that's enough of that. Right. Don't think we'll keep the words. On the back of this were 2 mice, but unfortunately I've had to let those go. So going to just go around this in some vintage photo distress oxide, which is all I seem to be using these days. Guess I'm a creature of habit. So there we have him. He's quite... I've left that bit on because his whiskers stick out. I don't want to take his whiskers off. So I might just... let's just grunge him up a little bit because it's white. I don't want to go mad though. Okay. Right, so that's him. So we've got our pattern paper here. I may just have a piece of that somewhere. And we've got our illustration, which predominantly are the acorns, which obviously the grey squirrel was going to really love. So I picked that for the grey squirrel. Okay, so we have those. And then we have a tea stained paper. Well, actually it's coffee dyed. I do like the back here. I'd quite like to use all of that if I could. Just going to tear down the edge here. And this side. That's fine. And let's do a little bit along the bottom. Okay, so we're going to put this on. Hope everyone's okay and having a good week so far. And you see my previous video for the week, which was the second episode of the Junk Mail envelope journal. You'll hear all my news, which, yeah, a bit of a difficult week so far, and I don't know, just can't get into the rhythm of it again at the moment. So I actually will be quite glad to go away soon. think, let's see, we've got the squirrel, we've got this, we want some of this paper behind us, so we'll go for tearing this. It's quite easy to tear. This is very old cookery pages, all about soups. Haricot bean soup and mulligatawny, nice winter soups, I think those are. So we can have a bit of that there, like so. Maybe put a bit more at the top in a minute. Perhaps we'll put a bit behind squirrel. Might as well just use this piece. So otherwise I end up with a pile of tiny bits that I don't particularly want to throw away. And the pile just gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it? So I've got that there and that there. And what else have we got? So we've got a little dancing elephant, which would be quite cute to put on actually. Just tear that one down a bit. Perfectly random, but I quite like him. So let's ink round this. And we have our stamp, so I think I will put that on. That can go up here. I've dropped the ticket on the floor. So this is a little bus ticket. A genuine one. Doesn't say where it's going. On the back it says go by bus, which is cute. That's quite nice, I think. Bit of interest. So I think we want something really up here. So maybe we'll have a bit of this grey paper. Oh no, we've got our hexagons. I forgot. I was forgetting the hexagons. So let's tear a piece of hexagon paper. Put that over there. This is pretty paper. So it's going to tear down in the opposite direction just to get rid of that fibre, really. That will be fine. Okay, let's tear that down a bit, like so. Okay, right. Okay, hope you can see me. Sorry if I wasn't in view just then. Okay, so we have now this to go here. So I think I'm going to tear a little bit of this off. This is going to be a bit of a collage of various paper, really, I think. Okay. Right, so maybe we'll have a tiny bit more of this as well. Let's see. Right, okay. So I think I'm going to put these down, these pieces of paper, to cover up this. So I think we're going to use art glitter because this scrapbook paper is fairly thick. Does get your mind working though, these challenges, because you know you have to kind of think about what you're going to use and find something, you know, and it gets you going through your stash. Certainly just get the glue stick, looking for bits and pieces. So initially when I read that, I thought, oh, well, I won't put anything grey on, so I haven't got anything grey. But it just surprises you then when you start looking just what you have got. So let's see, I might put this around this way, like that, have that overlapping there. And then we're going to have this piece, I think, down here. Oh, it's very, very delicate, and that's the trouble with glue sticks. They have a habit of pulling the paper. So I think, oh gosh, I've torn it now, haven't I? Oh dear, never mind. It is only collaging, and I could probably get that stuck down there if I'm clever enough, like so. And then we want this down here, I think. It's always difficult with stained papers because often you're double-sided and you never know which side, you know, you have to sacrifice one side for another, really. I think we'll have that down here. That's beautiful. I love that paper. Okay, so we've got the squirrel here. We're going to have the nuts here, I think. So we'll put another piece of this. Let's just make that edge a little bit more grungy. It doesn't look so straight, even though I did it with the ruler. Put that away. And that can then go actually there to kind of fill in that gap. And I think we may have my glue sticks never stand up. It doesn't matter what shape they are, what size they are. So I'm going to put a piece down here, and I'm going to put a piece along here like that. we're going to have him down here. I think it's going to be a bit of a mixture, but I do like this little elephant. So, and he's grey, so you know, as long as we've got one of everything, I don't think it matters if you then have more than one of everything, if you know what I mean. It's all down to interpretation. Let's just pull that out a little bit from there. So let's get Mr. Squirrel down, and this is slightly glossy, so I'm going to use the art glitter. So on the back was the wood mouse and the field mouse. Oh, sorry mice. And then I think we'll put this, and this is quite thick, this paper too. I think we'll put this under. So there, he's got his stash of acorns, hazels, from the oak tree. And I'm going to put the ticket on. And I think we'll have that here. And I'm putting the stamp on as well. Wow. Like so. And I think I might have the stamp there. So we have pattern paper. We have something grey with grey squirrel, grey ticket, grey stamp. We have the illustration of the acorn and of a little grey elephant. I have something in the shape of hexagon, so we've got hexagon pattern paper. And text from a book, we've got text from a cookery book page. And stained paper down here. So we have covered everything. Now, I'm just going to pin this glue. Okay, so what I was thinking was trying to find 34 in numbers out of here. You're groaning, saying, oh no, she's not gone back in that box again. Favourite box of labels. Okay, we're just having a quick look. Okay. Don't think I have anything with that number on specifically. It'd have to be a combination of these. So that's a 6, and that naturally they're all at the bottom usually. We've got an 8, so we want a 4 and a 3. We've got the 4 there. Just have to hope that when we found a 5 that we can find a 3. Ah, there we have 34. Right, that didn't take too long, did it? So, I think we're going to put 34 here so it can be seen like that. Just going to ink round these. I think there's a gap in the digital market for number labels that just have numbers on them, so that you can mix and match them and put them anywhere. Different sizes and shapes, you know, it may be different fonts, but I do think that there is a gap in the market, because I've hunted high and low, and you can find labels with numbers on, but they tend to be say for instance, they all tend to be like this one here. We find you an example. So they often sort of tend to be like this with a series of numbers on, whereas I'd like just the individual numbers, but in different shapes and sizes, different colours and different fonts maybe. So if anyone out there has an Etsy shop and sells digitals, is listening, it's a good idea I would buy them anyway, because I would cut them up like these labels, and I'd always have them then. So I think we're done. Trying to pin the glue like so. Okay, so there we are. So I'm just going to get my pen, let's find the right one, and I'm just going to put at the top of this hashtag CW Planner, and there we have 34. So that is hashtag CW Planner 34, week 34 of Margarete Miller's 52-week collage challenge. So to recap, we have pattern paper here and here. We have something grey. We have a grey squirrel, a little grey elephant, grey stamp, and a grey ticket. We have an illustration, which is some acorns and some oak leaves, sorry. Something in the shape of a hexagon. I've got hexagon pattern paper from a B scrapbook pad. Text from a book page. We've got part of a cookery page out of an old book, and I've used a bonus, which is stained paper, and there we have some lovely coffee stain paper there. So I hope you enjoyed that, and that is it for me today. Thank you very much for watching and joining me. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.